What's wrong? Is it could possibly be blood clots. Like, it could be anything.
While in hospital or in the hospital, Jazz is treated for malnutrition and diagnosed with arthritis in her knee. She is discharged a few hours later with a prescription for a pain medication. I mean, that's kind of crazy though, isn't it? Obviously, being in a position where all of a sudden now you've now got arthritis, regardless where it's at. But obviously with her, because she's been on this jab, and it's kind of annoying because they're not giving us the name of the jab. So that if I can research some of the things that she's going through, that we do find out later on within this episode. But nonetheless though, let's continue.
Oh, and none of this me. You told me I got arthritis. What is that about? The same way, right? So the doctor told me I had arthritis and that I did lose muscle mass because I wasn't taking in enough protein.
I mean, listen, definitely when it comes to that muscle mass, obviously it's going to be affected if you are not taking, obviously, the protein that you need. Your body obviously requires a lot of protein. Well, not a lot, but it does require... Your body requires protein based on your size and based on your weight. That's what it comes down to, do you know what I mean? The bigger you are, the more you probably need. The taller you are, the more you probably need. The shorter, probably a bit different. But again, can you ever have too much protein? Probably not. Can you have too less protein? 1000%. And at the end of the day here, we're in a situation where she's having too much less of the protein rather than more of the protein. And hopefully something that she can figure out. But it's kind of concerning because since she's been on this little weight loss jab, she has struggled a lot with consuming food. And obviously when you're struggling to consume food, you're going to struggle to consume your protein. But at the same time, though, there is also an alternative. Not the best alternative, but it's an alternative that many people use anyway regardless, and that is a protein shake. Because if consuming food is hard for her, maybe consuming liquids could be a bit easier. So I'm surprised that she hasn't actually been recommended, or at least they haven't shown us her being recommended having protein shakes to at least get the protein that she needs. Obviously, the protein you get from food is obviously far better, but in some situations, you need to do with what you can. You got to work with what you can, and I think a protein shake probably would have been a good shout for her. So it's kind of weird that hasn't really been a topic, to be honest. But it is crazy though, due to her weight, due to the jab, and due to the lack of protein. Now she's got arthritis. It's crazy how things work, right? When we neglect certain things.
I have about 50 more pounds to lose. The shot has been making me feel like it really has. But it's worth the sacrifice.
I mean, yeah, I think obviously certain things are worth the sacrifice if you can do them in a way that keeps you still healthy, still keeps you mobile, doesn't put you in this predicament. To be fair, maybe she took the shot and just went a bit too savvy with it. You know what I mean? Didn't really pace it the way she was supposed to. But remember, she was meant to eat a lot of proteins while taking it, and that's something that she didn't do. But this is a good learning curve for all of us, because for anyone that obviously knows anyone or is in the situation that she's in, at least we now know the dangers of being on the shot without actually, understanding it to its full capacity.
To build up the muscle in my knees and in my legs, and that hopefully it'll help with the pain.
It's all right, you missed it.
Oh, hell no.
He said don't hit the rock or it'll fall on you. It's not adventurous as people.
I don't know. Maybe it's part of us being fat too, because baby, that ain't no fat people road.
I mean, to be fair, don't get me wrong, when you are going uphill, the more weight you have in the car, the harder it is for the car to literally get up that hill. So when you got, there's about 4 or 3, I think there's 4 of them in that car. 2 of them are definitely obviously these 2 ladies, which obviously is a lot of weight. I think combined between both of them, it's supposed to be 1,000 pounds, isn't it? But we'll never know. But either way though, that's a lot of weight for a car to have to use going upwards. Now it's crazy though, because she says black people aren't supposed to be up in the air, which is ridiculous. But anyway, it seems as if the more they were going up with the altitude, the worse it was getting for her breathing. Which, to be fair, does make a lot of sense, and that's for Jazz in particular. So I do wonder if there's because of what she's going through with the lack of proteins and also the jab doing whatever the hell was doing, I do wonder how much that's really affecting her breathing abilities.
I didn't see the 6 ski shop. Where the restaurants at? Where the clubs at?
Hey, I could do my bad.
Okay, looking for the food and the clubs. And also, to be honest with you, regardless of your weight, I've known people who have gone to a certain altitude that is higher than their normal, and when they've come down, they've literally started to throw up. Me, myself in particular, I remember when I went to Norway, I didn't realize how much altitude was actually in Norway. But like 1 minute I'm up there, next minute I'm down here, and then I'm, you know what I mean? And I remember when I came back to the UK, I was struggling with my fitness. Like when I came back, I was just out of breath quickly. If I was in the gym, you know what I mean? It's because my body needed time to readjust again to the climate of the UK and the attitude of the UK, you know? So I do know that regardless of what shape you're in, going to certain attitudes in certain countries and different, and they also depend on the air that you're breathing there as well, can make a big difference to, you know, to yourself. Yeah.
No. In one of the rooms, they had the nerds have a bunk bed in there. Look at my body. Well, who's gonna sit on there? Not me. I'm scared that this don't hold. It says that it sleeps 6. Where?
I mean, there is enough bunk beds there to fit 6 people, but obviously this would be 6 people of a certain weight. Of course, if you're dealing with people that are obviously overweight or morbidly obese, that 6 declines. But it is what it is.
Where? I don't know.
Niche, I know you're irritated. So if her legs are hurting, we're here to have a good time.
I'm trying to. Not only did I pack the car, but I drove up here, and it was really scary to drive up here.
You know, I feel like I've been giving Nisha probably a hard time, but to be fair, she has got a lot on her plate. She's having to look after her friend as well as also look after her friend's daughter. She's having to do a lot of things. So to be fair, I can understand her having this massive headache and starting to get more and more frustrated and whatnot. And then also on top of that, she's dating a guy who doesn't actually want to be with her on exclusive purposes. So, yeah.
Then I had to unpack the car. Now you don't want to get out of the car. We're here on vacation. It's our birthday. Like, try to push past whatever you're going through.
Take a shot.
I mean, listen, I understand that she's obviously come out on this trip with her friend, and obviously this trip was for her friend, you know what I mean, as well as obviously both their birthdays. And I can understand her just wanting her friend to just get let loose, just to be able to have a good time. But the girl's ill, man. Like, there's nothing that she can do about it, you know? The best thing that Nisha can do is just be there for a friend. I feel like she's low-key choosing the wrong time to be in her feelings personally, you know, because her friend needs her right now, you know. And listen, her friend didn't know that going on this weight loss journey was going to impact her the way it has. She thought that doing it was going to improve her health, you know, rather than make it worse. But sometimes things happen, do you know what I mean? Certain things either catch up with us or we do things that we've taken a bit too far. And obviously this whole thing with the jab and whatnot was obviously gone a bit too far.
Oh, I don't want to take no shot. No shot.
Do you still want to cook though?
I have to cook, obviously. First, it was like she's not walking, and then she's sick. Doesn't seem like she's eating, and it seems like she's getting worse.
Very.
And it does feel like it's getting worse. I mean, listen, she's been told she's got arthritis, you know what I mean? But again, though, I feel like Nisha's choosing the wrong time to let this all out. I mean, to be fair, you know what it is? I feel like instead of her putting herself in a position where she's doing so much, she should just seek help and say, hey guys, listen, I'm struggling, okay? I'm trying to do what I can for Jazz and the daughter, but it's a lot for me right now. Please, can you guys just come and help me out? You know, for a few hours or whatever, you know? Seek help. Seek the help from your other friends. You see what I'm saying? That's the way to go about it, but some people don't think about that, you know? They just let everything just pile down on them and then they have a complete breakout.
Welcome.
So, can we please get rid of this stupid scale? Sorry, Jazz. Not trying to hate on your scale, but
I think Nisha looking at the scale pisses her off because it's a constant reminder to her that it's goals that she's supposed to have met about her health.
Although I agree with what she's saying, I think the scale actually annoys her more because she's like, ever since the scale became a thing, I haven't got my friend anymore. Now listen, obviously in certain weeks, she has said things like, you know, she wishes she had her eating friend before, which definitely was not a good energy whatsoever. But obviously nowadays, but now in this episode, she's coming out a bit more understanding that she's just getting frustrated with. I do apologize for my yawn. I don't know what's wrong with me these days. I feel like I'm just hella fatigued right now, so I'm just hella tired. So I do apologize, okay, guys. Not doing intentional. It's nothing to do with the content. I do apologize, okay. But let's get back into it. At the end of the day, if Nisha had communicated some of the things that she was feeling, maybe they would be in a better position right now. But she isn't communicating. She's lashing out instead, you know, and that's just that. And it's not a cool thing to do.
it's a lot going on with Jazz, and everything kind of falls on me.
Fair, like her leg is really messed up. It was swollen and stuff.
But you knew your leg was in pain before we got up here.
So here's the thing. She says at the end of the day that you knew your leg was in pain, so why did you make us go up here and, you know, anyway. Like, because obviously she's saying that Jazz knew that she did not want to go camping. Nisha didn't want to go camping. She did this for a friend. And now her friend's being this way. So I understand the frustrations. So it seems to me communication from both parties isn't healthy.
I understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like, oh, you know, get over it. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
It's just I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
feel like I'm shucking and jiving. Like,
I mean, you are like that, but okay. Shucking and jiving.
I'm just juggling stuff. And then her not eating, I didn't know what to do. You want to take care of yourself. Since she's been on the shot, her whole personality has changed. She's not as fun. She's more like sad. I feel like I'm overcompensating to try to make her happy.
Listen, I completely understand, you know? But again, communication. But this is the problem with a lot of people's friendships and relationships in this world. People don't communicate. People just stay quiet. They'll just keep going and going and going until they get to a point where they are exhausted. And then when they're exhausted, that's when they start to let everything out like diarrhea, you know what I mean? And then all the information gets taken out of proportion. It gets delivered incorrectly. This is why communication is the key to so many things. She just has to communicate these things. Both of them do. But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.